Yesterday morning I went to a cornfield for a walk. And as I was walking through the cornfield, this wind began to blow. And it blew so perfectly. And I could hear the rustling of the corn stalk and the trees. And it was so perfect. And in that moment, I had a feeling of peace and joy. It felt like a movie, like I was in a movie. But it was real. It was just me, like right there. Peace and joy, really. That was what I felt. And, I know a moment like that don't last. I know moments like that can be fleeting because before you know it, the wind is gone. And it just got me thinking, how sometimes, this world can beat you down in a way where you miss moments like that, where you don't find peace or you lose the simplicity that is in life, where true peace and I guess stillness can come from. And for me, that's one thing that I'm trying to find back, It's the simplicity that is life. And it just amazes me how, when you start appreciating things like that, the most beautiful things in life, really, it doesn't cost you a dime. The only thing it costs, the only thing it requires of you is stillness. It's being present in the moment. Acknowledge yourself in the present time, in the present moment. And I know this can be challenging because, we have so many things that, that influence the kind of people that we are. And some of us put our identity in things that, they are not really who we are. Like, the kind of family you come from, or, maybe what you look like, or maybe what you have going on in your life, like your struggles and, the things that we go through in life. And some of us can think that those things are what make us. But the truth is, those things, that's not who I am. That's not who I am. That's not who you are. Yes, those things are building blocks. And those are the things that we can look at and we can put those things on papers and use those things to define ourselves, to define our lives in a way that, this is who I am. But these things are not really who we are. They are just building blocks. But generally, I am grateful for the journey, for the ups and downs. And I do have challenges in life. There are certain things that hurt, certain things that bring pains. In a way, a feeling of inadequacy. Purpose is one of those things that sometimes I struggle with and that challenges my sense of self. Like when it's all said and done, like would my life actually count for something? I do think about this. Every day I wake up, I think about my purpose in life. Like what am I here? Like what is it that I'm supposed to be doing? Like do I even know my purpose here? I do think about these things. Like the more I learn about myself, the more I learn about the world around me, the more I allow myself to be humble in places that I know that I need room for improvement. And it's like the more that I learn, the more I realize that I know nothing. And the truth is, all of these things, they do challenge my sense of self. But because of the journey that I'm on right now, I have to keep silencing those voices, which is one thing that I never did in the past. And it's an ongoing thing, right? And this is one of the reasons I enjoy spending time alone. Whenever I am alone, away from everything, that's where I feel worthy. It's like that's where I feel my most authentic self. Because when I wake up, when I go about my day, and people see me, people see me for whatever person I'm presenting to them. They see me and they know me. Oh well, they look at me. Well, he's black. He's African. You see, but when it's just me, when I'm alone, all of these things don't apply. See, I can hear my own thoughts. But I think it's important to be able to spend time alone. But I know it's not easy. Like if you're somebody who never spent time alone, who never practiced stillness, this can be challenging. You won't be able to quiet your mind. And I think this is because, like I said, the world that we live in now, especially with social media and everything, constant entertainment, I think we condition our mind not to be able to stay still. So our subconscious mind is always processing information, even when we are sleeping. In a way, the noises from the city, the sirens, the people, the car, the honking. So even when we are sleeping, our subconscious is constantly picking up things. You have some people can't even sleep without a noise in the background, right? Some people can't sleep without TV playing or rain sound or anything like that. And I'm not against that, but when you get to a point where you can't sleep, you need sound, even if it's white noise, to sleep properly. To me, that's an issue because, now that has become a dependency for you. But whenever I am alone, this is where I feel my most authentic self. I mean, this is where I'm able to tell myself things like, I am worthy. And the truth is, earlier on, I wouldn't even believe those things. But I think now I'm actually starting to believe that I am worthy. And it's not because I deserve anything inherently, but why not? Like, why? Why can't I be worthy of good things? Maybe you think to yourself, like, why can't I be worthy of love, right? Why can't I be worthy? Like, I've been single all of my life. Or I raised myself, which is a soft way of saying I was neglected as a kid. And because of that neglect, you might feel like you're unworthy because nobody ever gave you time. And like I said earlier, those things are not you. Those are just building blocks that, that make up certain parts of who you are. And you don't have to accept all of those parts. I mean, I guess that's why they are building blocks. You can mold your own blocks. Do not keep the blocks that do not serve you. And do not think that just because you were neglected, that you're not worthy of love. And then you begin to internalize that. And now you come to a place where, you start questioning if you will be alone all of your life. You are worthy. You are worthy. Like, why? Why can't I live a happy life? Why can't I live a peaceful life? What's the difference between me and other people who are able to live a fulfilled and peaceful life? It's mindset. And personally, I think that starts from, you just connecting to your deeper self and not in a new age way where you go, finding roots within yourself. And it doesn't matter whether you're big or whether you're small. You were not just made to be on a shelf. You were not just made for your life to be filled with pains and suffering and bad lucks. And one thing that I'm doing is changing my mind, transforming my mind and the way that I look at life, the way that I perceive things. And I think for you to be anything in life or to even appreciate life, I think you have to be able to experience the other side of life. I think what I'm trying to say is for you to be able to get something out of the things that you go through in life. For you to realize that everything that we go through in life has a purpose. When you have the mindset that everything is out to get you in a way, you see, you're in a fight mode. You're in a defensive mode. And so when the things that they're supposed to build you, the things that you're supposed to learn from, the things that were sent your way for you to become a man. You see, because that's the only way that you'll become something worthwhile in life. Whether it's the way that you look at life, whether it's the things that you do. But I think we all need to go through like a form of sharpening, which is very uncomfortable. It's like a pen. I mean, if you hold a pen or a pencil in your hand, for that pencil to become useful, you have to sharpen it, right? Every now and again, you have to keep sharpening it for it to be useful. I mean, imagine if that pencil can actually feel. And I think that's something that I began to kind of think about too. I mean, and it's like, you can look at it and say, well, I mean, we know this. But I think sometimes these are kind of like the reminder that we need in life, or the things that we might not necessarily enjoy in the present moment. They are not necessarily bad, but they all have They are all serving a purpose in our life, to get us to a place where we can be well equipped to live out that purpose. And when I say it's important for us to be alone, I'm not saying that we turn our back to other people, because we need to socialize. What I'm just saying is, it's important for you to be able to stay alone. It's important for you not to run from your own presence, not to, distract yourself with other people, where you get to a place where you can't even stay with yourself, or where you struggle to stay with yourself or spend time with yourself. It's important for us to be authentic with ourselves, because, see, the more that you become authentic with yourself, two things will happen. Either you will find people who really appreciate your authenticity in a way where they say, wow, I'm not alone, and you can connect with them. Or you find people who are just repelled by your authenticity, or they judge you being authentic in a way because of maybe the lack of understanding, or because you being authentic might make them uncomfortable in a way where they realize that, man, there are areas of their life that your authenticity is making them to, to look over in a way that they might not be ready to do that, and that might repel them. But I think, so I had to move away from there because it started raining. I don't want to mess up my camera. And one thing I want to say is that, we are limitless, like across the board. It doesn't matter where you come from or what you have going on in life. And this is not me trying to be motivational. This is the truth. This is the truth that I believe in. And that's because we all have a divine nature. We all have a divine nature inside of us. But we have a divine nature because, we're all created by God. And I think it's having this knowledge that you can, in a way, come to a place where you know that, there's reasons behind everything, and things don't just happen for happening's sake. And perhaps you can begin to find meaning in certain things that perhaps you detest, or certain things that you might not have liked the way that they happened. And maybe you can begin to see that those things happen for a reason. And even though I talk about practicing stillness and, loving or learning to be alone with yourself, this does not mean you turn away from companionship, or, you stop socializing. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that you're able to be alone if you need to be alone, or at least you're able to be alone to find yourself. You're able to be alone to allow yourself not to be distracted by other people, not to find meaning only when you're doing something for other people, or in a way you're performing for other people, but to be able to, find stillness and find depth and be rooted in something that is inside of yourself in such a way that you can begin to allow yourself to become the person that you've never been. I say this often. I want you to know, for real, you're not alone. I know sometimes we can get busy in life, everybody going about their own thing. I know you have work that you have to go to. I know you have bills to pay and things that you have to take care of, and even trying to figure out yourself, trying to figure out what this is all about. But I think it's important for us to realize as well, or have that constant reminder, which is something that I try to remind myself of, that as long as you just do something, just don't give up. It's all about the mind. Like I said, it's the mind. You transform your mind, your world around you as well begin to transform. It's very important that you allow your mind to change. It's very important that you transform the way that your mind, the way that you see life. Like, you have to change the way you see life for life to change the way that they look at you. And the way that life looks at you is the way that your life will unfold. A man sees in the world what he carries in his heart. Whatever it is that you want to see in the world, or whatever it is that you want to see in your life, you see, it starts from your mind. It really does. It starts from how you view yourself. And sometimes you can believe something, right? Or something to be true. But if subconsciously, if deep down in your mind does not agree with that truth, then that is not really truth to you. You cannot see the unfolding or the manifestation in a way, not manifestation in the new age way, but you cannot see that manifestation of what it is that you believe if deep down your mind do not believe it. Okay, it's like somebody who want to be fit, but they have an unfit mind. When you have an unfit mind and you try to be physically fit, it's only a matter of time before that person would give up on the physical, on becoming physically fit. But that's because the mind is unfit. So you have to convince your mind. You have to believe something. You have to see yourself as that thing, and that starts from your mind. You know, I know most of us operate. Most people operate only on the physical aspect, only on the physical dimension, and they ignore the mind, which is that's where you have to. That's where it starts. That's where it all began. Your mind. You have to get your mind to align before the physical aspect will begin to align, and then before you get to the spiritual dimension. But that will probably be a different video. But thank you guys so much for watching this. I really appreciate you all, and be gentle in becoming the person that you've never been before. And I really hope you guys are doing the best, and you keep doing the best with what you have. I see you, and I have to tell myself this. I see me. I do see me. And I have to be fair as well to myself, and also as I allow myself to come to a place where I allow myself to change and allow myself to grow, and know that I can't keep talking down on myself. I can't keep talking down on myself. I don't talk down to my friends, and when my friends they talk down to themselves, I always tell them, what are you doing? What are you doing? But so I realize that I can't do that for other people and do the opposite for myself. I have to listen to what I preach, and it's important that I keep reminding myself of this, because as I remind myself of this, I can also remind other people as well of this same thing. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. It's getting so cold out here. Gotta go in.